Think of the right. We have in you. You are the living word. Awesome ruler. Just so redeem. In you. Jesus, Jesus. Oh, in danger. In danger. Oh, yes, sir. Good evening. Hello, 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 her. This is your girl Creole Butterfly Diva Butterfly Coco 929 coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast. How the horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just really depends on what you like. I want to say happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy quinceañera, happy bar mitzvah to Lottie Dottie and every darn body. under the sound of my voice. Okay, you know I'm the Oprah, the what? The smooch is so mwah. You get a smooch, you get a smooch. Everybody gets a smooch. Okay. Hey, Catherine Boo. Hey, just being me, Tracy. What's going on, y'all? And all of my butterflies up in the butterfly queendom. Salute to you, as well as smooches to everybody that will be listening to this a little later on. Okay. Hey, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Anywho, I was over at Miss Olivia's house, y'all, over getting my whole life, okay? If you have not listened to Miss Olivia the Oracle, please make it up in your mind sometime today to go over and do her replay, get a click in the view. All right, all right, all right. Also, I'm going to refer you all to Trezure, Trezure. Okay, if you're familiar with the beeping sector, he did a live today about that, and I absolutely agree with what dust I've heard. Okay, and then if not, you could always just tune in to me. How about that? Okay, y'all, let's get into it because I don't want to be on here long. I already had my coffee this morning, but I feel in my shana that I got another cup coming. I went to Dunkin' Donuts this morning. Let me tell you about that real quick. I go to Dunkin' Donuts at least 3 times a week, okay? And I'm just being nice. Sometimes it's 4, but at least 3 times a week I'm at Dunkin' Donuts. And so I pulls up and I order my same get up. I never change unless I just go and get one coffee. Then I supersize it and all this. But when I go, I get their $6 meal on a croissant, bacon and egg, no cheese, with the ice caramel coffee, liquid sugar. Order it all the time. Okay. No cheese. I'm allergic to cheese. Only time I eat cheese is either if I eat cheese grits or macaroni, and I double take my medicine for that. Okay. Other than that, I don't put cheese on nothing. Okay. All right. So I get to the window, and the manager, she kind of waits on me every day. Okay. So she kind of knows when she hears my voice and then sees my car, she's like, okay. So the girl just fixing it, the manager goes over and points to my stain and said, no cheese, right? I said, yes. She said, I already fixed that. She said, yeah, but it's no cheese. She said, she should have said that at first. Now I'm going to get activated, okay? Because you don't tell me what I should have said, especially when I said it, okay? And before I could get activated, the manager said, she did. Why didn't you listen? I was like, let me sit here and just be cute. I ain't got to say nothing because the manager done jumped in her stuff. So she said, I tell you what, she told the guy, she said, make this for her. And he said, I am. He made it all pretty and everything. And here you go, ma'am. Thank you. Because that other one that looked like Shrek, I was going to read her for the facts of her life, okay? Seriously, she got me in my Project Coco, not my, spiritual Coco. Yeah, that Project Coco was going to read her for the facts of her life. While you sitting over looking like Shrek. And you got the nerve to tune your face up. I'm going to need you to pick a struggle. Okay, you can't be ugly and act ugly. That just don't go together. Okay, them two things don't go together. If you know that you are facially challenged, you're gonna need to be as nice as you can, boo. I mean, anyway, let me go on. Y'all pray for me, okay? Pray for me. I ain't always been, yeah, her. I used to be her. Okay, so y'all pray for your girl. Pray, pray, pray for me, because some days people catch me off guard. Hey. Okay, so she was being real ugly. I'm like, girl, you already Shrek. You don't need to do, if y'all know who Shrek is, Google it. Google it. Lord, not be ugly. Girl, just being me. I'm serious. And most of the time, it's always the ugly people who act ugly. And you feel like, dude, you already got an issue. You need to be nice. Okay? You need to be nice. You need to pick your struggle. I'm going to need you to be as nice as you possibly can, because it's just too easy. Like, I can sit here and think of like 99,264 things to say to you that'll be true. That's not nice. Okay? Let's because some people only your mama can love you in the Lord. Everybody else. Okay. Anyway, let me go on. Okay. Praise the Lord. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm sorry, but I'm real. I'm sorry. She almost took me there this morning. But thank God the manager stepped in and said she did. You should have listened. I mean, that manager was on it. I couldn't even get ready to say something. That manager was, whoop. I was like, oh, okay, let me sit here and be pretty. Okay, she got it. I ain't got to say nothing. Okay, thank you, Lord. Because you know this. See, don't at me before my coffee. At me after. I'm more calmer after I done had my coffee. At least 2 sips. Give me 2 sips. For real. One, I don't know, you still might get it. But two, I'm calm. It's like, oh, okay. Like that's the one you'll get. Whatever you say, I'll be like, oh, okay. But previous or before coffee, prior to coffee, I ain't responsible. I'm not responsible. That's why I tell everybody, talk to me after I've had coffee. Seriously, talk to me after she sipped, and then give her one more, and then we can have that conversation. But before coffee, tread lightly. I'm not responsible. Tread lightly. Anyway, some people feel like it about cigarettes. They'll tell you after I have my cigarette, then we can talk. I'm not a cigarette smoker. Never have been. Well, I take it like back. In my teens, I used to smoke a cigarette once a year. I don't know. Don't judge me. Okay, drink your water, man. Your business. I smoked a cigarette. Matter of fact, I used to go buy these cigarettes called Capris. Y'all remember them? They was real skinny. I would smoke one cigarette a year and give the whole pack away. I did that for about 3 years. And then I realized smoking ain't for me. I can't smoke weed. I've tried. Okay. When you know you're not good at something, you don't keep trying. That's dumb. I've tried. And I used to get it free. My family, man, I'm gonna tell you who, because somebody might try to lock them up. But my family members used to indulge in it. And y'all know what I'm saying by that. And one of my brothers used to just come over and be like, here, give me a whole sandwich sack filled. And I would roll them up and put them in my drawer, and that's where they would be. My friends come up and be like, girl, I know you got something. I'm like, yeah, look at my drawer right there. And they would just be, and I would just be looking at them like they're crazy. Only time I would get a contact is if they blew me a contact. But me smoking, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to do it. I'm when I tell you I'm collard green on some things, I'm very much. That's why, let me tell you this before we get started. That's why one day when my sister-in-law, she's actually like it, she's my blood cousin, but she ended up being my sister-in-law because we married two brothers. Okay. So one day my sister-in-law was like, hey, you want to smoke a primo? Y'all, I'm dumb. I didn't know what a primo was. And I'm going to tell y'all, for those of y'all don't know, you ain't got gas, I'm telling you. Okay, so my sister-in-law was like, we're going to smoke this primo. So it's a primo is, at least in Kentucky, okay, is where you have weed, but then you put some cocaine on top of the weed and you roll it up. Okay. Okay. Y'all hear me, right? Now, if I can't smoke weed, I know. Okay. I know. But again, don't judge me. Okay. So she lights it up and she's hitting it. And she's like, her. And I'm like, I'm going to try this. I hit it. Now, I can't smoke. Okay. Keep in your mind, Creole can't smoke weed. Keep that in your mind, right? So I hits it. And I hit it hard too. Like that. And I gave it back to her. 2.2 seconds later, I'm sitting here, eyes big as saucers, sweating, heart going boom, 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 out of my chest. My husband comes in. He was my boyfriend at the time. My brother-in-law comes in because they had just came back from the store. We used to play dominoes and all that and stuff, right? They come back from the store. Now, my brother-in-law is her boyfriend, okay? So it's two cousins married, two brothers, okay? My then boyfriend looks at me. He knows me. He looks at me. He's like, and I'm sitting there like trying to catch my breath. He's like, you okay? You okay? Now she's looking at me because she ain't paid attention. She's so high, she ain't paid attention. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He's like, what? So then my brother-in-law said, what the have y'all done? So I said, she asked me if I wanted to hit the. I'm running my mouth, okay? She mad now because I'm telling everything. Trick, I'm about to die over here, and you worry about me keeping your secret. You should have never gave it to me. So I'm sitting around. She asked me if I wanted to hit a primo, and he said a primo. Boy, my boyfriend went out, aka husband. He went out. He gave me something, and all this is something to drink and blah. Y'all, I almost OD'd. I was in the thing of getting ready to OD. Yeah, so that was my story. So I knew cocaine wasn't for me. I knew cocaine wasn't for me. Weed wasn't for me. Cigarettes ain't for me. Did I tell you I can't drink? Okay, so we ain't gonna get on this story either. So I'm just saying, okay, you gotta know your limits. So when you already ugly, you need to be nice. That was my whole point in saying all that. Pick your struggle. Okay, when you can't do something, i.e., be nice looking, at least attractive. If you can't do that, you need to be as nice as you possibly can, boo. You need to, whatever. Bless her heart. I'll be praying for her. Anyway, moving on. Okay, y'all. Catherine, what'd you say? Ugly with the ugly attitude, looking like, okay, come on. Was about to talk Catherine. I was about to shake his hand at the gate. Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know. I just thought, I don't know what I thought. Seriously. But they jumped on her. Her boyfriend, aka ended up being her husband, which was my brother-in-law, and my boyfriend, aka my husband, they was brothers. They jumped on her. They was like, then why would you do it? And blah blah blah. I thought she could handle it. I thought she could handle it. Blah blah blah. They said, how do you think she can handle it? She can't smoke weed. I mean, they and then my AKA husband, when we got home, because we was only living 3 doors down. When we got home, he said, "Come here for a minute." He said, "Don't ever do it again." Cause he know yelling at me didn't get it. Cause I don't care nothing about you raising your voice at all. It don't mean nothing to me. So he actually, in order to get my attention, he talked on an even keel, and that scared me. Okay, because you gotta know my husband. My husband's already like a humble man, and he talked humble. You know what I'm saying? Like things didn't bother him. Things that bother most men didn't bother him at all. He was just like, oh, okay. Especially if you say, baby, you know what bills due in about 3 days. You go, okay. And that's how he dealt with it. And you be like, okay. I trust him enough to know that meant I got that. So okay. Most of them be like, dang, what we gonna do? Let me see. Oh, now hear me go, okay. And go on about this business. Anyway, but you just gotta know your mate, okay? And so when we got home, he pulled me to him and looked me in my face and said, don't do it again. I said, okay. He said, all right. And that was it. And I never did it again. Ever. Ever. Matter of fact, I was so scared to even smoke a joint. I told you I can't smoke. So that wasn't no big thing. Anyway, move forward. Today, I told you all yesterday that I was gonna come back and because some people have been missing my Bible studies per se, or at least breaking down some of the scriptures and everything. And I owe it to you guys because you made me who I am. I never want to leave far away from my roots, okay? Because biblical is who I am, is who I am out here. Okay. But you know what? Y'all get a mal version on here because when I'm ministering or teaching the Bible, I'm much straight up, no chaser. Trust me. Okay. I just don't think y'all can handle it. So I don't, I'm a milder version on here. But when I'm in church, I say some stuff. Cause you know why? I never know when I'm gonna get you again. This is how I tell the church. I gotta hit you while you're here because I never know if I'm gonna get you again. So therefore, if I get you while you're here, you can never say you didn't know. So I'm straight up no chaser with them. Straight. Okay. Even when we talk about sexual issues, I'm straight up no chaser. I say things that make people on the back of their neck go, I feel like the church is the dumbest people in the world. And I made up my mind, my church would never be that. Then my church, when you go out to talk to people, you ain't gonna have to run from scripture because you're gonna know the basis of it. And you're gonna be able to stand strong against whoever. So I say the truth, unadulterated truth. Okay? But on here I'm mad because I don't want to offend nobody. I just we hit on it and we move on. Because so many people on this, I don't know what their perception of the Bible is, but I always tell people it's BIBLE, basic instructions before leaving earth, meaning that it touches every aspect of your life because this is like basically what you need to measure your life against, okay? You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, so I don't know what they're used to. I don't know what their pastors is teaching, if they have a pastor, but I don't want to get to heaven and God be like, you didn't tell them, so I got that against you. I don't want no gate trouble. I'm serious, y'all. When I say that, I know y'all think I be playing, but I'm serious. I don't want no gate trouble. I don't want to go up there just to be judged and then I go to hell. No, I want to go up there. He said, well done, and I stay. So I'm gonna tell y'all what you need to know. Whether you accept it or not my business, not my responsibility. I drink my water and mind my business, but I'm gonna tell you, it'll never be counted to me that you didn't know, cause I didn't tell you. So let me scroll up what y'all say. Hey, Charlie Sissy. You and Jesus. Oh, okay, I read that. Yeah, so any let's go on. Okay, I'm gonna go over here and let me hold on, because I just applied for a job, y'all, that I'm overqualified for. And I said I wasn't gonna work again, but I'm getting bored. I understand what my mom used to say. My mom done retired twice and she's working again, okay, full time. So she gets a retirement check, a social security check, and she's working. Make it make sense. Okay. But she said, I'm bored. And I get that. I didn't never think, because see, my husband retired me. Okay. God rest his soul. He retired me. And so I didn't think I would ever get bored of not doing nothing. If I can work part time, I think I would be okay. And it's an at home job. So I think I'll be okay. You know, I just want something to do. Not like I ain't got nothing to do, because I got my own LLC, and all this and stuff. And then I'm helping write a law. And, it's like I'm busy, but I'm not busy. Does that make sense? You know, Whatever. Anyway, so I want to talk real quick about Adam and Eve. Okay, let me fix this dumb chair. Anybody want to donate me a chair? Let a sister know. If you do it to Walmart and Valley Station in Kentucky, if you send it to Walmart, if you pay for it and send it to Walmart, I'll go pick it up. Okay, because this chair is ridiculous. It just is. You can ship it to Walmart, and I would thank you for real. Appreciate you. Anywho, all right. So Adam and Eve. Just in case you've been living under a rock or you don't have any biblical background, Adam and Eve, we're going to say for content sake, started the world. Okay. Adam got created, and it's in Genesis, okay, where he created it. I'm going to read something as well. Okay. Now, in Genesis, the second chapter, okay, I'm going to scroll down to, okay, verse 15. I'm getting to a point because I'm going to tell you about Eve, okay? I'm getting to a point. It says, the Lord God took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. So Adam's main thing was to till the garden, work the garden, govern the garden, everything that had to do with life, okay? And it says, and the Lord God commanded man, you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Why? Because God wanted to be the only God there was that knows, that orchestrated and knew bad from good and all the things. Because once his eyes became open, he became a God of his own. Okay. And God did not want that to fall on man. All right, so we're gonna get to a point. Hold on. Okay. Okay, but okay, I already read that. From when you eat from it, you will certainly die. Okay. Man, if you notice over time, man was living from like 900 years. I think Methuselah was the oldest living person that ever was recorded. Methuselah, I think, lived from 989 years or something of that nature. And everybody, like, for 700 years, 400 years, like, they were living longer than 100 years. That's why when we hear people living now to at least even my granddaddy's age, which is 91, people be so shocked, like, oh, they still living, oh my God. But we actually, when God cut time short for mankind because man kept getting into things, so he cut lifetime short. We actually was promised 120 years. So actually, if anybody's still living like 100 years old or whatever, they're still living the promise. Okay. All right. Moving on. The Lord God said, it is not good for man to be alone. Hold on to that. Okay. I will make a helper suitable. That's the word for him. There was things that was around Adam. Okay, let me go to 19 real quick. Now the Lord God formed out of the ground all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky. Where did he form them from? The ground. Okay, all right. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So Adam was able to name when you see a bird, cardinal bird, blue jay. That's what Adam named. Okay, hold on. I'm reading from NIV, New International Version. Remember, God said suitable. He said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him. Okay. It's not that other things wasn't around him, but Adam got to it. Well, I don't want to skip. Okay, let's go. All right. He brought them to the man. He named them whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. 20. So the man gave names to all the living stock, the birds in the sky, and all the wild animals. So that's what Adam named. What did he name? Livestock, birds in the sky, wild animals. That's what Adam named. But for Adam, okay, no suitable, there's a word again, helper was found. So, not that he didn't have things around him that he was connected to, because remember, God formed them and then gave Adam the uh the charge to name the animals. Okay. So of course he had a one-on-one with them because I named you. It's like if I birth a child, or if let's say not birth, say if I go and buy a puppy, I'm connected to that puppy because I picked you, and now I'm naming you. You are mine. So we are one because you belong to me. Okay. However, you can't understand me. I can't understand you because we're two different breeds. Okay. So I'm gonna touch that in a minute. It's gonna hurt some people's feelings, but hold on, let's go. All right. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up that was the first operation uh, documented in history, was when God took out Adam's rib. Okay, it's a surgery operation. That's the first documented operation. So if anybody ever asks you what's the first documented operation in the world, biblically, in history, it was when God removed the rib from Adam. Okay, so now you know. Let's move forward. Okay, let me see. And took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with the flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib he had taken out of the man. He brought her to the man. Okay, God still allowed Adam to give a name to another creation that God created. Okay, Adam, hey Max Boogie, Adam didn't create Eve. That's a misconception. Everybody say, no, he did not. Adam didn't create life. God did. He's the one that created Eve. Now he created Eve from Adam's rib, okay? But he took her to Adam and said, name her. What would you call her? Because remember, Adam was lonely, okay? He was lonely. Everybody had somebody to communicate but him. And theologians believe that Adam was by himself with the animals at least 300 years before God even decided to create Eve. Okay, can you imagine that? You're walking, you got dominion on everything you see, you in paradise, and God brought you all of these things to keep you busy. And then, even in the midst of that, You feel like something's missing. You start feeling like, I don't know what this is, but you watching all the birds habitate. You watching all the birds flying. They, they communicating with one another. You watching everybody have somebody but you, and you start feeling like, what's this feeling? I'm kind of, I'm missing something here. What is this? You know. So God's like, okay, yeah, there's things out here, but they're not suitable for you. So that's why all of these people that be trying to marry the animals. I want to marry my dog. I want to marry my cow. I want to marry my horse. All this bestiality. That's why that's against it. Because had it been okay for humans to have sex with animals, then God wouldn't have never created Eve. God would have allowed Adam to sleep with everything that he named. Remember, God said no suitable mate for Adam. That means there was nothing compatible between human and animal. So miss me with all that. Some of us know better. We ain't going. Not only is it nasty, but it's not allowed. Move forward. Okay. The man said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man. And woman stands for woman with a womb. Okay. I mean, man with a womb, because you was taken from man, Adam. Okay. Adam is a man. You was taken from him, and God created you a womb. So, woe, man with a womb, woman. Okay. That's basically bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. All right. This is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one. Okay. Adam and his wife. Okay, then talks about them both being naked. Now let's get to the one that I wanted to get to. Okay. Let me go over here. Hold on. Let me go to chapter, I think it's 3. Hold on. We're going to see. Because I'm making a point. I wanted to explain this to somebody. And hopefully y'all too. Because a lot of people didn't know this. Okay, scroll down. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go here. Curse, so you blah blah. Okay. To the woman. To the woman. To the woman. He said, now this, listen to this very carefully. And I know y'all have heard this, but I hate when people say stuff and don't break it down. Okay. Check this out. To the woman. Now this is after Adam, she ate. Remember when she ate from the forbidden tree, nothing happened because the commandment wasn't given to her, it was given to Adam. If you don't believe me, go back over to the chapter we just left, okay? And he told Adam, you could eat of any tree of the garden but the tree of good and evil. Eve wasn't even created. She wasn't even thought of. So how is it that it was Eve's fault? And a whole lot of preachers try to throw it off on the woman. Oh, is that woman? Even Adam tried to do that, and God corrected him. I gave the commandment to you, head. You, not her. She wasn't around when I gave you the commandment. She wasn't thought of. God hadn't took her out of him yet. So that's why when she ate, nothing happened. Okay, move forward. I don't get stuck on that. Okay, so 16. This is Genesis 3:16. To the woman, he said, this is God talking. He's talking to Eve now. I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. Again, I'm in the NIV version, okay? And I only read this because a lot of people who are not into church, I haven't been to church, don't understand the this, the thou, the though. So this is one that's close to that, but not taking it way out of context. Y'all gotta watch some of these Bibles y'all read because they wrong. They wrong. Okay. Anyway, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor, you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. Now, let's examine it. Let's go to the bottom first. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. We went from being equals, and I'm talking the way God created them, not how you feel. Okay. We went from being equal with man to being up under man. We lost our footing because of what we done. We actually, instead of listening to our husband, aka Adam, we listened to somebody else. And it caused us to lose our position where we were equal. It lost us to lose that to where now we have to be governed because we lead more with emotions than we do intellect. Y'all don't like it, but it's true. Anyway, so when that happened, because somebody else had more control over Eve than her husband did, oh, he paid too. Don't I ain't neglecting that. Because somebody else had more control or more influence over Eve than her husband, God felt like, okay, I'm gonna have you be governed. Somebody's gonna have to cover you because you lead more. You listen outside of your bondage or your connection or your covenant. You listen more to somebody else than you did your own mate. But here's the thing. I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. Okay, so if you just read that and then the next one, people said, how did Cain meet his wife? That's the point we getting to. Okay, how did Cain meet his wife? Where did this wife come from? If you read this right here where it says, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe, that lets you know that prior to this, what happened, Adam and Eve had already started having children. Because how would they know what childbearing was? I'm going to let that sit with y'all for a minute. That's just like if I say, you know what? Since you took my money, I'm going to make sure that when you go to get coffee, you have to scrounge up change. How would somebody know that you went to get coffee all the time? You must have already done it to understand what I'm saying. Because other than that, it would have been a scripture saying, well, what is childbearing? Or I'm going to explain what childbearing is. No, Adam and Eve had already started having kids prior to the fall, prior to Eve and him eating from. It's a lot of things. Because I have a biblical degree, let me just say it like that. It's a lot of things that is not mentioned in this. Okay. Like the way that it reads, you think it happened like this. Like, okay, they did this, they did that, they did this. It's just, like that. No. In between all of this, it's years. In between all of this, it's years. And the way that it's put so you can understand it. Like I keep telling people, the very first, if you really want to look at it, Job should have been the very first thing. Okay. But what happened is the writer went back and tried to tell y'all a story from the beginning to the ending. So instead of starting at Job, they started at, okay, well, at the beginning, blah, 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 to lead you up to several things so you can have like a chronological order, supposedly, on how things went. Okay. So in between like different chapters and stuff, like these was put in books and things like that. But in between there, a lot of times it's years, and we're talking hundreds of years. That's why if you go back and look, the land of Oz, well, where did Oz come from if Adam and Eve were the only people there? So to answer the question, Cain's wife was one of his sisters. Okay. The only reason why we know what happened after this was because of the punishment God gave Eve when he said, pains in childbearing very severe. So where she was able to have a child and it not hurt, and she pushed it out and gone about her business, you know, because when he gave Eve to Adam, that was his suitable mate. So they were doing everything that a husband and wife or a man and a woman is supposed to do, which is procreate, create a world. They were already doing that. Okay. So when she finally made it over to this tree and he went on and ate after he knew he wasn't supposed to, that's when the dynamics changed. That's when he tells her, now since you know you want to do that, your punishment is no longer will you be able to bear kids with no pain. Now I'm gonna make you hurt. Every child you bring in this world, you're gonna feel it, and even your descendants. That's why we as women that have had kids, when we go to have kids, we feel those pains. That is the curse that God gave Eve, our mother, and it passed down to us. And I used to hear my mama say all the time, I know if I could smack Eve, I would. And now I understand it. I didn't understand it when I was little. You know, you don't understand stuff like that. But when you get older, you're like, oh, okay, because that's why. That is something that passed down to each woman who is able to bear a kid. You will not have a child and naturally do not have pains. Now, you can get an epidural and all that, good for you. But naturally, you're going to feel those pains because that's a biblical thing that God put on women because of our mother Eve. That's where all that came from. And a lot of people don't know that. Okay? And even men, it says to Adam. And this is where I'm kind of on the border with this. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Let me read it first. It says to Adam, he said, because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. He see, check it. Okay, let's take it step by step. Adam, that's who he's talking to, not Adam and Eve at this point. He's talking to Adam. He said to Adam, because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree about which I commanded you. Now I commanded your wife. Now I commanded you and your wife. I told you. So when these male preachers get on her and try to throw everything off on that woman, no ma'am, no sir, I'm sorry. What you ain't gonna do, okay, is form this word to satisfy you. Absolutely not. God said, I commanded you. Okay, I gave the commandment to you. I talked to you. I told you. I said, don't you. So you listened to your wife and you didn't listen to me. So that's why the man got in trouble. Because all these years, it was you and God. You and God. You listened to instructions. You did what he said do. You did what he didn't. If you didn't do what he said not to, all this time you and God had a relationship and nothing interfered with that. You were lonely. God understood that. He said, I'm going to see how you work with these. He gave you something to do. Being over the garden, tilling the ground, you know, because everything was so fruitful and multiplied, taking care of the animals, naming the animals. All of this, you would meet God and y'all would talk. You would get your instructions from God. That was your first thing. And when God said, okay, I think you can handle another responsibility, but this time I'm going to take it from you. I'm going to make you a suitable. Okay, that's that word. We can't neglect that word. I'm going to make you a suitable helpmeet. So that means I'm going to make you somebody that you can relate to. Everybody else had things that they could relate to. So now, because of me and your relationship, Adam, and I've heard your cry, Adam, and I love you, Adam, I'm going to give you somebody that you can relate to, that I want you to be happy. Everybody else is have somebody that they can relate to but you. It's not good. God said that it is not good for man to be alone. And for all these men, I'm being honest with you, men. I know y'all gonna get mad at me, but what's new? Okay, what's new? It's not good for you to be alone. God granted you a helpmeet. While you be trying to take care of everything yourself, it's some things you wasn't supposed to do by yourself. You supposed to have a helpmeet. And you can't afford to walk around for years and have an issue and not get over stuff. Some of y'all make God a bad commentary. What I mean by that is some of you men, I want to smack y'all. Can I be honest with y'all? I really want to just take my fist, take my hand, and just smack the living crap out of y'all because you're making God a bad commentary. If you are God's creation, okay, ain't nothing about God no punk, ain't nothing about God weak, ain't nothing about God stuck. And some of you men, y'all make me just wonder. Like, no wonder he created women. He had to redo what he created and make it better. Because most women, baby, we take a licking and keep on ticking. We can have a baby one day, and 2 days later, we back at work. We doing what we got to do. And y'all supposed to be the stronger vessel. Y'all are supposed to be God's protege. And y'all get a call and y'all down in the bed for 9 weeks. Oh my God, a woman break your heart and you ain't no good for 3 years. It's like, huh? A man break our heart, we'll cry, we'll get over it, we'll cry some more. By that, I'm gonna give us a month. About a month later, baby, I ain't got time to be focused on that. And we'll go about our business. But y'all the stronger vessel. I don't get it. I really don't. Y'all making God a bad commentary. I've never seen a bunch of men that just get stuck. And this person hurt my heart. And so since this person hurt my heart, I just, you know, I don't know. I mean, just stuck. But y'all supposed to be God's. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because again, if I take how God is and how we read about him in the word, you understand what I'm saying? Y'all men ain't. There is nothing. And yeah, you human. But again, the relationship is supposed to be between you and God. There is nothing that's supposed to stick you. Because even when Adam fell, because he ate the fruit, he went against God, he had a price he had to pay. But guess what? He paid the price. When God told him, and I'm going to read it, when God told him what his punishment was, he went on and did his punishment and still walked. And still did what he was supposed to do. He got back up and never gave up on God. He still talked to him. Some of y'all get hurt. Or and y'all just give up. I don't get it. And when y'all meet women like myself and other women who we stand on principle and stand on business, and we get to talking to y'all feel like we putting you down. Because that said, I ain't got time to petty. I ain't got time to woe is you. I ain't got to, build yourself up in the Lord. That's what you're supposed to be built up anyway. You build yourself up in the Lord. Get up. I shouldn't have more backbone than you. I need to be the one that's crying coming to you. It's okay to fall, but you don't wallow in your fall. Let me tell you something about me. Let me tell you something about me. And I can only talk about me because I don't want people to get mad at me. So I talk about myself. Okay. Let me tell you something. Once upon a time, me and my husband separated. And some of y'all already know this, okay? We separated. I walked away from him. Because what you ain't gonna do, okay? That's just how we're gonna say that. What you ain't gonna do. No, he didn't cheat. Okay? What you ain't gonna do. My husband was so afraid of me leaving him because he knew what he had. That he called himself, he said, I'ma pay for, like when I tell y'all God opened up doors. See, prophetically, I had a dream. And when God showed me in my dream what was going to happen, he said the next day, call your father in the ministry and he's going to tell you something. When I got up that next day, I called my father in the ministry. I said, and I quote, I had a dream. And I know what the dream means, but I'm supposed to tell you. My father in the ministry said, go today, look for you somewhere for you and them kids to go, and God's going to open up a door for you. That's why it pays to have a good pastor, not just a pastor that wants your money, not a pastor. Come on, y'all. Don't get me started. Okay. Don't get me started because I hurt some of your feelings. Okay. But it's best to be in a word church and there's somebody that cares about your life and your soul moving forward. So that day, I got up and went and looked at an apartment. Okay. Love the apartment. They had just did it. Love the apartment. And the lady said, if you like it, I'll give it to you. She said, this is what we need. Bloop, bloop, and bloop. I said, okay. I said, I can go down here now to this gas station and get a money order and bring it back. She said, if you want to do that, that's fine. I'll be here. You don't have, now here's favor. You don't have to worry about it because I'm going to give it to you. Can't nobody else come and look at this. That's favor. Okay. I said, okay, thank you. I goes down to the gas station. I buy 2 money orders. Hear me good. I buy 2 money orders totaling what I needed. You heard me. Got the receipt and every. I wish that woman. I wish I could find her so I could bring her on here to testify to that. What I'm about to say. I gets back to the apartment. The woman is still in the apartment. She's making sure everything. She's going through her checklist. She said, "Is that you?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "I'm gonna stand right here. Do you have a pen?" She said, "Yep." I opened up 1 money order. I'm signing it the right amount. I think it's one more because remember, I bought 2 money orders. Did you hear me? I goes to, and I feel it's a little thick. I pulls that money order open. How come I got 3 money orders? The 2 I asked for and the extra one equaling the same amount as the other 2. I start crying. I start shouting. I don't care what y'all think. I shouted all up and through that kitchen. Do you hear me? I was jumping up and down and hitting my holy dance and thanking Jesus and crying and everything. Do you hear me? And that woman just stood there and looked at me. And she just was smiling. When I came out of it, she said, I don't know what happened, but honey, go ahead. I said, it's 3. I only paid for 2. And I showed her my receipt. I filled it out. I gave it to her. She gave me my keys. I signed my lease. She gave me my lease. I flashed back down to the gas station. And I said, do you have, I said, are you missing a money order? Check it, because I'm honest. I goes back there and I said, are you missing a money order? I said, here's the numbers on these money orders. I gave her the numbers on the money orders on my receipt. She had the next money order after that one printed to somebody else. Don't tell me what God can't do. I keep telling y'all, stop playing with me. Favor ain't fair, but I got favor on my life. Do you hear me? I was able to cash that money order, put it in my bank, and pay for everything I needed and had money left over. When you hear God and you obey God, he'll make a way out of nowhere. Come on. And so when my husband pulled that, I forgot to order your truck because he didn't want us to leave him. I said, no problem, baby. I called my uncle. I said, hey, uncle, you on your way? He said, yeah. I said, you need to take him to go get this truck. I just paid for it. My husband looked at me like, oh, yeah, you ain't stopping nothing. When I tell you I'm gone, I'm gone. My husband said, okay. My uncle said, okay. That time he got there, he told my husband, come on. Because he didn't want us to leave him, y'all. He didn't. But I had to teach him a lesson. Okay? And baby, my uncle and my husband went and got that truck. They loaded us all up out of their house, except my husband, because you can't go. This is for me and my kids. You can't go. I holler at you when I holler at you. See, that's the difference in women and men. Y'all men, y'all just lay down. Oh, this woman hurt me 39 years ago and I just ain't got over it. Oh, my heart's broken. There's no way in the world that I'm gonna let some man break my heart and then I'm just gonna keep on living like it. No, baby. The way I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna live my best life. I'm gonna get somebody, honey. We're gonna live. Hey, you ain't stopping nothing. Yeah, you broke my heart. I give you that. Yay for you. You get a trophy. You broke my heart. But guess what? You don't want to go suffer because I'm gonna live my best life. All up and through here. I just don't get it. I don't get that. Okay. Anyway, evidently y'all know me and my late husband got back together. We were separated for a year. Because my spiritual father had to talk me into getting back with him. Because when I tell y'all I wasn't going, because I don't go back. I don't do that back thing. I told y'all that. I don't do that back thing. That went against everything I believed in. But when you have a good spiritual covering, you kind of listen sometimes when you don't know. Okay. Because God be like, no. And for real, God said this break between you and your spouse is not a permanent break. I'm working on him and I'm working on you, and you two will be able to help other couples. And it happened. When we got back together and everything, we didn't have not a problem after that. And we were able to minister to other couples. So God had something bigger because God picked me for him and picked him for me. Not everybody can say that. Some of y'all be saying, God, y'all need to stop lying on God. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, God picked my husband, but you ain't stayed with him number 2 weeks. Really? You sure? Moving on. So, curse is the ground because of you. Through painful toil, you will eat from it all the days of your life. That's why men got to work hard. That's why they got to work with their hands. Okay. That's basically why they got to till the ground and all that. It means work hard for what they want. It don't come easy no more. Where things came easy and abundantly, now they got to work for it. All of this happened all because of the disobedience. Okay, you get mad because things are a little harder for you men than it is for a woman. Talk to God. It ain't our fault. Why you hate us? Anyway, it will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow, you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. Okay, it means from the beginning to the end. When you go up out of here, you still gonna be doing the same thing. I'm not changing because of the curse that I gave you. You went against me and you listened to some hips. That's basically what it was. Sometimes I feel sorry for sometimes I feel sorry for Adam because think about it. For like over 300 years, all he had was animals and God that he talked to, which we would love to just be one-on-one with God like that. Okay. I'm not diminishing that. But just think about it. All of a sudden, God's like, okay, I'm gonna give you somebody that you can talk to. And he created us, with our eyes and our eyelashes and our smile and our boobs and our hips and our derrieres, and Adam was like, wow, this is mad. I get to touch it, feel it, sample it, and all this is mad, and all this and stuff. And yeah, but you know what, women, that's why we suffer in our own way, because a lot of us still try to use our women functions to manipulate men. We do. Manipulation in any form is wrong, but we'll do it to try to manipulate a man to get what we want. That's not right. That is not right. And every war, just about, okay, has been activated because of a woman. Every war, just about, has something to do with a woman. What's up, Angela? Thank you, boo. So, we know what we be doing. We Come on. Like I said, I was married. And my husband very seldom said no to me. Very seldom, y'all. I'm serious. Like, he just didn't. Whatever I wanted, he make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew his wife. I ain't gonna just, be like blah, 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 blah. But say there was somewhere I wanted to go, and he was like, I don't want to go there because, whatever the reason is, okay. I knew how to get him to go. Are you kidding me? I knew how to get him to go. That man, I know what his likes was, what his dislike was. Baby, let me tell you something. One of my aunties I can't stand. To this day, I can't stand her. And I'm praying on that because I don't want that to stop me from getting into heaven. But y'all know I'm straight up no chaser. I ain't going to create nothing for you. I can't stand that woman. Can't stand. I don't hate her. I went from hating her to not to can't standing her. Okay. So progress is happening. But I can't stand that woman. And I'll tell y'all why. Ain't no shame, but I ain't gonna tell you right now. Let me finish. She said, growing up to us, she said, every wife is a hooker. She said, what I mean by that, she said the other word. She said, because right before payday, you're going to make sure you get it in with your husband. And I mean, you're going to make it good because when payday comes, you want that extra funds. And he going to remember how you gave it to him. And anything you want going to be yes. Now, that's what she told us. Okay. That's not a lie. You may not agree with the hooker part, but you know yourself. If you married, and your husband might not have like man, he might just you might be over the finances like I was, okay? Like, my husband didn't care what happened. He told everybody, I make it, she take care of it. I'm okay with that because I trust my wife. Because I ain't that wife. Some of y'all are stupid. Y'all turn down your house with your hands. Y'all spend money on Gucci, Lucci, Succi, and water bill be due, cable bill be due, insurance be due, car payment be due, ain't got no food in the house, mortgage be due, all this stuff be due, but you out here spending it on Lucci, Gucci, and everybody else making them rich. You going to bingo spending thousands of dollars on pool tabs. You at the lottery place. You getting your hairs and nail done, and that's over $100 some when you got a water bill that's over $100 some. And instead of paying your water bill or your cable bill or your cell phone bill, you over here trying to get did up with your nails and your feet. And then things get cut off. I ain't never understand. That's not a woman to me. That's the little girl in a woman's body. And some of you men got tripped up because she looked good. She had the boobs you like. She had the booty you like. And so you fell for that, and you got with her, you married her, and she turned out to be a little girl in a grown woman's body. She don't know how to take care of nothing. She don't take care of you. She can't take care of herself. And now you mad at us and talking about I don't want no woman. I ain't gonna date nobody because she hurt me. That's your fault. Get over it. You learned your lesson, right? You ain't gonna fall for nothing like it again, right? Okay, get over it. I don't feel sorry for you. I did maybe the first two weeks that I heard about it. After that, my sympathy is none. You ain't the only one that been hurt. Get up, dust yourself off, and try again. Make sure you together. And here, let me say this. Black people. I love everybody, but black people, y'all gonna be mad at me, but here we go. Black people. Would y'all please go to counseling? Would y'all please go talk to somebody? A lot of us got trauma. Either we had trauma as a kid and it grew up in us, or we had trauma as an adult and we still holding on to it. Would y'all please go sit and talk to somebody? Because it's sad that God has a whole lot of things for y'all. And you can't get it because of you being stuck. You stuck. And it's not okay to be stuck. It's not. That's dysfunctional. And the fact that you're holding on to dysfunction like it's normal, and then when people try to show you it's not normal, you okay being dysfunctional? Don't pull me in your dysfunction because I ain't going. I like being good. It took me a long time to make sure I'm in where I'm in now. I ain't let nobody pull me backwards at all. I don't care how much I like you. I like you from a distance. And that's what I want to tell some of y'all women. Stop letting people pull you back in their dysfunction. Cut these people loose. You ain't winning nothing by being connected to them. That's weird. A lot of people are trauma bonding. They only like you because you went through what they went through and they still stuck. See, whatever I went through it. I'm out of it, and I'm trying to pull you out of it. But I ain't going to pull you screaming and kicking. You either ready or you not. That's just how that goes. If you're ready, then what I'm saying will help you get to your next level. If you're not, then you won't tune in. And I'm okay either way. I'm not gonna not stop telling my story because it offends your devil. Your demon is bothered by how I came out. Then your demon will just be trouble. You're either gonna get delivered or you're not. And either way, I'm okay. I'm okay. I want to build a healthy community. And if I gotta tell what I've been through to help you, I will. And people don't understand it about me. They still can't believe I tell my stories. Why? When you actually deliver from something, you don't care who know. Okay. That's not me no more. That's what I've been through. I ain't there no more. I don't care if you talk about what I used to be. You're right. Used to be. Tell that story. Go and get it out there and make more people want to hear it. Go and get it out there. That's what I used to do. A lot of y'all don't want things being told because you're still there. I keep telling you, my story bothers your devil. I can't stand her. But you listen. And you know what? I promise you, I have love for God's people. I do. I really do. When and but most of the people that I connect to is street people. Because they've never heard somebody who loves God, who loves Jesus, be so completely transparent with what they've been through. Usually, and I heard this person told me this. She said, you know what? Usually when I talk to church people, they so judgmental. She said, and I'm sitting here listening to you, and it's tripping me out because you so down to earth, of course. I don't even know how they look. Let me tell you, I was ran away from the church. Let me go ahead and say that. I was ran away from the church. Actually, I ran away. They didn't run me away. I ran away. Uh, there were some things said, and they were lies coming from family. Okay, that's the worst thing when your own family lie on you to a whole lot of people, especially the church. Okay. And I got to a point, y'all, I realized I was grown. I realized I was grown. I was on my own. I told y'all how long I've been on my own. I was on my own. I'm like, I ain't got to deal with this. F y'all. And I walked away. And when I walked away, baby, who? I rode in the street. Do you hear me? I got all down deep and dirty in the street, baby. Honey, who? I did some things. Do you understand? But one thing is true. When God is in you, no matter what you do, he'll always bring you back. And that's true. I ain't never seen it fail. It didn't fall with me. Because no matter how deep I got, I still had this thing where I wouldn't go past. Because it's in me. It's just in me. Every now and then, because they used to tell me my granddaddy asked about me. He wouldn't see me for years, just about. And he would say, how's my baby? He would say over the pulpit, have y'all seen my baby? If y'all see Coco, tell her I love her and come and see granddaddy. And they would go, oh. So when people would see me and they would see me in the clubs or whatever, and they'd be like, your granddaddy been asking about you. And that would break me, y'all. That would break me. And I would slide over there. And I would go in between Sunday school and when he get ready to preach, and I would slide in there with a hat on my head because I didn't want people to notice me. And I knock on his office door. He said, come in. And I come in and raise my hand. He go, my baby, like he do now. And I would go over and love on him and hug on him and sometimes put something in his hand. And I said, I love you, granddaddy. He said, I love you too, baby. Don't stay away so long. I'm like, okay. And I leave right back out that side door and go and do me. I just, after a while, quote unquote, church people got on my nerves. And I made sure I would never be one of those. Never be one of those. So that's all I'm saying. Be the change you want to see. Don't talk down to people, talk at people. Okay? Talk at people. Now, some foolishness, I ain't talking about that. Do what you got to do, say what you got to say. But you got to know the difference in between when you are presented with an opportunity to help change somebody's life. Okay? Because a lot of us, even though you're not called to ministry like myself, where you stand behind a platform and thus said the Lord and you preach and all this and stuff, or you teach and all this, we are responsible for souls. If you belong to God, if you've given your life to Christ, you are responsible for souls. So when you have an opportunity to speak in somebody's life, speak into their life, not down to them. It's a whole bunch of people on here that people, they wonder how I deal with. First of all, I'm a minister. I deal with all walks of life. I deal with the unthinkable as well as the saints. Then I'm a therapist. I'm a retired therapist. So I know the minds of people. And some people, I know they crazy as cat pee. I know they are. But I don't engage. Sometimes you can't avoid it. And it is going to be what it is. Okay? Because no matter how gentle you let some people down, they'll take that as you going against them and they will attack. And I'm used to that. I just don't engage. That's why I say what you want to say about me. It does not move who I am at all. I'm still going to love you. And I'm going to love you from a distance. Some people you love up close, some people you love from a distance. And as long as I know who I am, I don't let what people think or their thoughts of me change who I am. I know who I am. You can think whatever you want to think. I keep telling people there's a difference between facts and feelings, okay? Your feelings is your feelings. They value to you. They're valuable to you. They're how you feel. It don't make it fact. Creole, I feel you this. Okay, well, that's your feelings. I can't argue with that. But is it fact? So don't get in arguments about facts and feelings. If somebody feel that way, let them have their feelings because they're theirs. Okay, they're genuine feelings. It don't make it fact. Some of y'all be arguing over stuff that I'd be like, that was dumb. I wouldn't even have given it no air. I wouldn't even given it no air. Okay, well, your feelings. Okay. Sorry you feel that way, but they're yours. That's all you can say. Stop arguing over semantics. Stop arguing over, facts. It's not facts. They feel like you're a busybody. Okay, that's your feelings. If you know it ain't fact, why are you trying to argue over it? Why are you trying to change people's opinion of you? Sometimes I wonder, like us, mentally, I be wondering, like, really? And that's why I stay in the chat sometimes and go laugh out loud. Because some of this stuff be tripping me out. I'll be like, what's wrong with these people? But again, a lot of us, y'all, let me say this. A lot of us are stuck. So let me say this like this. I've said this many of times, so I'm going to say it again. Whatever years that you start having trauma, that's where emotionally you're really stuck, okay? Mine was 8, 13, and 15. Those are the 3 years I got stuck. I started being molested at 18. At 8, okay? Then it went on, and then something happened to me when I was 15, 13, and then 15. So those 3 years, emotionally, I was stuck. My birth years kept going on. But certain things I dealt with as an 8-year-old, certain things I dealt with as a 13-year-old, and certain things I dealt with as a 15-year-old. I had to go back and heal my 8-year-old self. I had to go back after I healed her. I had to heal my 13-year-old self. And then I had to heal my 15-year-old self. So whatever years that you endured some form of a trauma, if you look back over those years, that's when part of your emotions stop maturing. And you start, like a lot of people, when they lost a parent or something at an early age, they stopped. Their years went on, but part of their development, how they deal with people and their issues and emotions and stuff, stopped at that age. Okay. Until they're willing to go back and face that and heal that person, they're going to always be a grown adult. They're going to be 50, 40, 30 in age, but how they deal with life and life situations, and people going to be 8, 10, 13. And that's why y'all see a lot of people, you be like, how they a grown person acting like a kid? Because they're stuck. They're stuck. Okay. So that's why I say give each other grace. Give each other grace. Because we all just a grace case, y'all. We really are. Now, if you have never given your life to Jesus, I ain't talking to you. Okay? Not about grace and all of that. That's a biblical principle that only you get when you give your life to Jesus. Okay? I'm sorry, it's the truth. I ain't gonna lie to you. You'll never get up out of heaven and tell God, nobody told me. Because he'll say, my little pleasingly plump daughter on this day told you X, Y, and Z. Okay? So that's what I wanted to say about that. You have to give people grace, okay? A lot of people I don't indulge with. I speak and I go on. Because I know, if you know, okay, let me talk to y'all with sense. If you know mentally, emotionally that you're on one level, why indulge with somebody that's beneath your level? And that's why when I say, I used to say, I don't think I'm better than nobody. Yes, I do. You should too. You should. Why put yourself down to make other people feel good? No, come up to deal with me. I do think I'm better than a lot of stuff. I do. That's what I think. I shouldn't have to put myself down to make you feel good. What kind of mess is that? What's up, JB? What kind of mess is that? And we do that all the time. We just think it's so real. I'm being real. Yeah. I don't think you a lie. You a lie. So that's why I said you gotta be so secure in who you are, because people that hate you will do whatever they can to bring you down. You got to be so secure in who you are. And that's why I tell people, and I know people be thinking I'm crazy, and that's fine. Think I'm crazy. I don't care. I think I'm weird, crazy, whatever you want to think. Okay? It's your feelings, how you think. I ain't got nothing to do with that. It ain't fact, but think how you want to think. That's why I tell people one or none, I'm gonna be here. And that's the truth. One or none. It's the difference between a YouTuber and a content creator. Y'all figure that out. Those of y'all don't understand that, y'all figure that out, especially as time goes on. And thank you. I'm gonna say this to 300. Thank you. And I'm gonna say this to Anthony McNeil. Thank you. And these are two men that have supported me when nobody knew who I was. And both of them used to say to me, not at the same time, because I have a relationship with them differently. Okay, y'all know Anthony McNeil is my friend. Okay, S-S-A-A-A. That's my bestie right there. Okay. And y'all know 300 used to be my mod. And he called me his YouTube wife. If y'all ever seen Hey YouTube Wife, that's 300. He's talking to me. Okay. All right. So these two men right there, when it wasn't popular to be, over here or whatever, they always had my back. Always. And they both told me, Anthony said this, and I quote, he didn't miss words. He didn't miss words. And I say this, when you realize that you support people that don't care nothing about you and don't support you, then and only then will your channel take off. He said, you give a lot of people support that don't even care nothing about you, and they show it. He said, your loyalty to people. What he's went on, he said, you loyal to people. I forgot that word. Anyway, it was true. Whatever the heck he said, it was true. It was true. And you talking about a dose of reality. A dose of reality one day smacked me in my face. But he has said that to me from the beginning. He's like, you got too much to offer to not be doing your own commentary. He said, you got too much to offer. 300 said, I'm telling you now, you may not have people in your chat. He said, but I'm going to tell you something. He said, you're going to be one of the biggest content creators on YouTube. He said, people going to eventually start hearing about you and they going to start subbing to you. He said, you're going to be one of the people that everybody want to hear from. He said, I actually see you having over 1 million subs. He said, I just want you to stay true to you. I don't care how many people come and go. This is what he said, I don't have many people come and go. Stay true to you. Many more conversations have been had, but them two men, and they men, notice that, they men, them two men has always had my back and has always said that. And I appreciate that. They have never flip-flopped with me. They have never turned on me. And I know y'all don't see 300 over here. Like I said, he was my mom from the beginning. Him and NC Girl. I only had two. Him and NC Girl. NC Girl passed away. I miss her so much. And 300 started having family issues and all of that and stuff. And I just removed him from that. But anytime he wants to come back in mind, he can. Ain't no issue. But he don't even be on YouTube no more. He comes and goes. Like, he watches mine and then he go. He might watch somebody else and he go. Like, you know. But them two men, I know for a fact got my back. I ain't got to think about it. I ain't got to wonder. I ain't got to worry about nobody, trying to start no stuff and all of that and stuff. Because one, they both got my phone numbers. How about that? Let's start there. They both got my address. They know where I live at. One of them have met my kids and my late husband. That's how much we close. The other one knows of my late husband. And I know what he do for a living. The other one, I knew his mama. I know where he lives. And not one time have they ever heard me come out here and, you know what, I'm mad at them. And I'm going to put all their stuff out here. I don't operate like that. I have integrity. I ain't knocking nobody that do you. I'm talking about me. I don't do that. When you're a friend to me, you're a friend to me. Until you prove to me that you can't be. Because I don't care who else you friends with, but don't turn on me. I'm a loyalty person. If I feel like you're not loyal to me, I terminate the thing before you will. I'll flip so quick. I'll be like, you know what? Okay. And it'd be, dang, I ain't talked to you in a minute. I know. I just been, living life. You'll start seeing. I'll back up because I don't like people like that. I don't have people in my circle that flips and like to keep up chaos. I don't do that. I don't do that. What's up, Hassan Boo? Yeah, I don't do it. I don't have no need for that. Stay away from me. Because one, I'm 50 something. Okay? I say what I mean and I mean what I say and I'm standing on it. Point blank, period. And I'm a grown up to know that we're not going to always agree. But I don't hate you and try to destroy your life because I don't agree with you. If we don't agree, we don't agree. Move on. Move around. I said what I don't agree with you. You can't make me agree with you. I've never wanted the opinion of people so bad that I'm willing to destroy a person because they don't agree with me. Where does that make sense? I'm just saying. But them two men, them two. Y'all know him as 300. I know who he really is, but y'all know him as 300. And y'all know the real life with Anthony McNeil and Apollo. Apollo and Anthony McNeil, I forgot how he is it now. Them two men, y'all can't say nothing about them. Not to me. Not to me. We got longevity. Me and 300 been connected for over 7 years. And YouTube, 7 days is too long. So 7 years. Me and Anthony We've been connected for 5 years. See how that works? That's why I said if you don't, if you're not cool with me, it's you. Because I'm one of them people, when I'm really for you, I'm for you. There's just nothing nobody can do to separate us unless we decide. Seriously. That's why I tell people you might not even see TC drop down. What's up, Beans and Cornbread Boo? You might not even see TC drop down. TCHBC Queen. That's my boo. That's my big sis. Love me some TC. TC is very intelligent. Y'all be playing her like a drum. TC's very intelligent. And I got this thing with intelligent people. That's like King. I call him King. Anthony McNeil, very intelligent. I mean, very intelligent. 300, very intelligent. That's all I got around me is people who's intelligent. If you're the smartest person in your circle, something wrong. We all bring something to the table. It's things that I know that they don't. It's things that they know that I don't. I learn from them. They learn from me. Iron sharpens iron. See how that rolls? I don't have a problem. Who? I wears Anthony out. I wears him out. Okay. When it's something on, I wears him out. Do you hear me? But that's my friend. So when people be talking friend on this thing, and all it takes is for y'all to get mad at each other, I don't get it. Do you know how many times I done got mad at 300? You know how many times he done got mad at me? And I still, if I want something, even if I'm mad at him, I pick up that phone and go, do. Hey, yes, Coco. And that's how he said, how I know he's still mad. Yes, Coco. But he answers. If he called me, what 300? He don't care about my attitude. He gonna say what he gotta say. That's friendship. I don't know how we went all the way to here. Y'all know I'm like Miss Olivia. Y'all know we go from one end of the spectrum to the other, y'all. So just enjoy it. Dang nabbit. Just enjoy it. That's all I can say. But guard your heart, y'all. Guard your heart. The Bible said don't give what's good to the swine. Okay. I mean, you may have great intentions and you may be a good person. Be careful who you give that to. A lot of people don't deserve you or what you have to offer. You got to know the difference. You got to know the difference. Some people are leeches. All they want is to get fed off of what you got. That's it. They don't have to work for it. They don't have to get it. They don't have to scrounge for it. They ain't got to do nothing because you're going to give it to them. I even tell y'all that about y'all funds, y'all cash apps and stuff. Y'all give people your money, your hard-earned money. Even if it's inherited, it's still yours. You give people that don't appreciate you. I be wondering about. Okay, y'all pray for me because some of y'all, the way y'all do things, I don't understand. And I know some people give money because they like their name to be called out. If I'm watermelon, I got, I'm watermelon and my chat is booming and you give me a cash out, I'm like, thank you, Plum. Thank you. Okay, Blum. Yeah. Go. So their name is said and that makes them feel good. They're like, oh yeah, my name was called out. My name was called out. Huh? That's all it takes is for your name to be called out. No, I'm really trying to make y'all think. Think about that. You work hard for your money. You work hard for the money. So hard for it, honey. And your cash out, your super chat, you give to somebody who don't value you. Oh, it don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing at all. Because I heard somebody tell me when they cuss people out, I don't think they talking to me. Huh? And that's okay. Like you've reasoned that in your mind to say, Even though this person sitting up here saying, "Oh, you mother uckers, y'all can kiss my, suck my, eat my, lick my, taste my, y'all can do all of this, all y'all, except you." I think they say all of y'all, and you in the chat, but that don't. Okay, okay, all right. Well, let me mind my business and drink my water. If that's how you feel, let me mind my business and drink. I just don't get it. I don't get it, and I never get it, and that's the difference between me and others. If you worked it out that that's okay in your mind, then that's fine. That's fine. But until you teach people how to treat you, they'll never treat you different. Until you get to that point where you say enough is enough, you're not going to keep talking to me like that. You're not going to keep disrespecting me like that until you get, and then people get mad. Hold on. How you get mad? Because I'm putting a limit on how you treat me. How you mad at me? Because I'm putting a limit on what you can say and how you can say things to me. But you mad at me because I'm telling you enough is enough. So you want your will. You want to be able to do whatever you want to do. But I can't have no limits. The devil is a lie. Thank you, Busy Cornbread. My gosh. Thank you, love. Oh my God, you're going to make me cry. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. May God, honey, I'm going to say this. May God give back to you 100-fold. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my God, that means a lot to me. All I can do, beans and cornbread for real, is just stay me. I don't know how to be nobody else. I ain't learned that. I didn't learn that. Even in preaching, I've had some preachers get mad at me because I'm straight up no chaser. I don't know how to be nobody but me. That's either gonna be good enough or it's not. What's up, the Ham Show? Yes, y'all. So I'm just saying, y'all, when no, always keep your integrity. Okay, now come see, she know how to receive. Come on, yes, B, that's how you receive it, boo. Yes, yes. I'm telling y'all, when you have enough, seriously, don't ever diminish your light just to be a part of somebody else's darkness. Don't do it. Don't do it, because you may be the thing to save their life. Seriously. I'm telling y'all, and I keep telling y'all, somebody in this, not my sector, because we the love sector over here, but somebody in that other sector, somebody gonna lose their life. I keep telling y'all that. I've been saying it for 2 years. I see it. And then somebody over going to jail. And I just brought that up because I feel it. That's why I'm saying it again. But I will say this, y'all. I don't care who you are, especially, let me say this. If you 40 and up, you have to walk in some integrity, whether online or off. You got to walk in some integrity. You do. I'm sorry. You do. You have to walk in some integrity. My oldest child is 39 years old. When I see people that's younger than me try, I don't indulge with them no more. I don't talk to them. I don't speak to them. I don't do nothing. Because if my child is 39 and I don't let them disrespect me, I ain't going to let you do it either. If there's an issue, I know how to remove it myself. See how it works? I'll never fight to be a part of nothing. If you don't want me, I don't want you. Ain't no hard feelings. You don't have no, you don't want me over here no more. Okay. Some of y'all, when people say, I don't want you over here no more, y'all gonna make extra pages. Y'all say, why not? And what's the no? Know who you are, baby. Know who you are. And if it's a self-esteem issue, please go and build up your self-esteem. You are enough. You enough for you. You are enough. You ain't got to be a part of nobody's whatever. You enough for you. Come away from YouTube, social media. Go touch grass. Go to church. Go to some groups. Go to bingo. If you just got to be around people, baby, bingo will meet all your needs. Baby, bingo will meet all your needs. You can go sit at the table with people you don't even know. have a conversation, honey, and dab and go get you some coffee or whatever, honey, and just do you. Just do you. Now, I will say this. I've been waiting on J Dunn to do a movie type of thing because y'all know she's into that production stuff and everything. I've been waiting on her to do a movie because I just believe that she can do it. That she can really, you know what I'm saying? And I want her to do that so bad. Even if it's no more than a short documentary. Seriously. I really think that, man, I don't know. I just see that for her. I don't know why. I'm sorry, y'all. That can't, when it comes in my spirit, I gotta say it. I see that for her. I think if she makes a documentary about some things, it'll solidify some stuff. It really will. Some of y'all are so talented. Y'all are very talented, and y'all wasting y'all talents on here. It's nothing wrong with supporting who you support. I'm not saying that, y'all, but it shouldn't be your life. It shouldn't be your life. That's all I'm saying, boo. It just shouldn't be your life. Support who you support, like who you like, but it just shouldn't be your life. That's all I'm saying. I ain't knocking nobody. You know, love who you love, support who you support. But again, it should not be your life, if it makes sense. Okay. You know, and just this is the thing. I always wanted to talk to Lemon. Let me say this. I always wanted to talk to Lemon, but I don't want to talk to Lemon when he's drunk. And since I never know when he's not drunk, and that's no slight, it's true. I never know when he's not drunk because I don't support him like that. Like I drop down and do my 7. I do 7 minutes of lemon. Then I go walk my goldfish. Okay. That's it. And then if somebody texts me and say, you need to get back over the lemons, I'll go back and do 7 more. Then I'm back walking my goldfish. Okay. And everything. Because I just don't support everybody he brings on this panel. And that's his panel. He can do what he want to do. But I always wanted to talk with Lemon because I feel like I can help Lemon. I really do. And what I mean by that is, see, God wouldn't allow me to go through school and become a therapist, also a minister, to not help people in need. It's to me, and I could be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I don't mean no harm. But from what I'm looking on the outside in, he's masking. It's something bigger. It ain't just got nothing to do with the decease of his brother. It's something else, and it's deep. And on here, he can be that he wants to be. He's masking, okay? And I used to, part of me still do, but I really used to want to talk to him to help him get past that because I believe if he gets past that, he'll be one heck of a commentator. But right now, I don't think he's ready. And you can't help nobody that's not ready. I don't think he's ready. But what I won't do is add to it. That's me. So one day I really would love to talk to him when he's, one day I was gonna go up on the panel. And I remember, shout out to Tracy. I remember Tracy saying, go on up there, babes. Go up there. She typed in check, go up there, babes. And I was like, nah, I'll wait. Because I started hearing them slur. I'm like, nah. And plus, this ain't the panel because people come from what they want to see. Okay. And they'll never boo me talking about, her she go trying to save somebody. So I'm like, nope. If I do talk to him, it'll be on my panel. That way I can control what goes on. And I ain't got to worry about different people hitting it and me and him trying to talk and go, hold on, we got a guest. Come on up. And then they, hold on, we got a guest. And they come up, I believe in beans and cornbread. I do. I believe that. I really do. And that's why I said I would love to talk to him. I do. But like I said, it would have to be over here because if we go over there, he gonna keep letting people up, and it'll interrupt with what I would like to happen. So, one day, if it's meant to be, me and him will talk, we'll talk. And I just want him to know if he really wants somebody, one who's trained, okay, if that's trained, not just give an opinion, but that's actually trained to help him, I will. I do my best. That's what I do. I do my best, because I want to see the best for him. And the rate he's going, just me on the outside looking in, it's gonna eat him up. It's gonna eat him up. You know, um, I've offered to talk to a lot of people. A lot. Some people have taken me up on it. Some people have not, and that's fine. That's fine. I just care. I'm one of them that care about people. I do, and if I see something like that, it's like, I really. And even if he don't change, I would leave. I would at least like to talk to him enough that I can get him started when he's ready to change. Because you can't force nobody to do nothing. But until then, I keep doing my 7. You know, I do my 7 and I go walk my goldfish. That's it. And I don't have, like I said, I don't have nothing against Lemon. I do think he's a cool person. How he can do 10 to 12 hours, baby, I don't know. I don't know. He better than me. He is way better than me because I don't have it to do. I do not have it to do. But bless his heart. Angela White, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think he's a sweetheart too. I do. Misguided, but a sweetheart nevertheless. And everything. It's a whole bunch of people that I see something different in than everybody else sees. And they be like, how you deal with that person? Because I see a little different than everybody else. When people are grown, you gotta let people be people. You can't try to make them be what you want them to be. You either gonna accept it or you not. And if you can help, offer your help. If they take it, great. If they don't, great. Move on. You ain't got a dog in the fight. You know what I ain't is codependent, and I think a lot of people on these, on YouTube as well as being these different things. I think they're very codependent, and that's not good. That is not good. I did a live on being codependent. If that's you, or if you think it's you, you might want to go back and look at that. I also did a live on my life in Stockholm syndrome, how I went through Stockholm syndrome and everything. I went from fighting my offender to protecting him. I went from fighting my abuser to protecting him. Yep. So, you might want to go look at that too, Stockholm syndrome, because that's a real condition. That is a very real condition. And I think a lot of people suffer from that. More women than men. More of us because we're nurturers by nature. So I think a lot of us, suffer from Stockholm syndrome more than men do. So, it might be something because I'm so out open and honest. I tell everything. Okay. So I told how it started, how I fell in love with the person and all of this and stuff. Yeah. So it is what it is. But when like I said, I'm out on her, but when I minister, like if they hire me to come in and talk at a conference, to speak to people and all this stuff to heal them, I'm very open and honest about what I've been through. Very open and honest because I feel like you really can't help people until you're naked and unashamed. A lot of people in their 50s, 60s, and some 70s have never made peace with what has happened to them in their life and they don't know how. It's like they've built on top of that, but in private moments, they go back to that because they don't know how to deal with it. And that's why a lot of people drink. That's why a lot of people do drugs. That's why a lot of people, but I can't help it's because they never have healed that one thing that altered who they were or who they were meant to be. So, you know, they go from there. And then some people live for the applause of others. I just need other people to like me. I just need other people to, if I get all these other people to, and that makes them, yeah. So I actually, believe it or not, y'all started off about Adam and Eve. That's how we started. We started off about Adam and Eve, and we went on from there. So yeah, pray for me. I be trying to stay on topic, but one thing leads to another, and then it just is what it is. So yeah, okay. So in case y'all wanted to know, it did start off about Adam and Eve. I was gonna tell you all about a stock, but I think I'll wait. I'm gonna change the name of it, so I'll wait about that because it don't even add to what I'm going to put on here. So I'm gonna take all that away, um, and everything. But I am finishing up my fourth book, y'all, and hopefully for Christmas it'll be out. That's what I'm actually pushing for. I'm such a perfectionist that it's actually have taken me years to even get this far. I have produced other books. This was supposed to be my second book and it's ended up being my fourth book, okay? So that lets you know I did two more books and ain't finished this one. So this would now be my fourth book. It's called Me Versus Me, and it's already registered with the Library of Congress and all that. I got my IBN number and everything. And it's because I have changed so much. God has purified me and perfected me in different areas that is so much to put in this book. I'm trying to fine tune it because I don't want it to be too long. I don't want it to be short, but I actually want it to minister, to really get what it needs to get, because in everybody's life it's you versus you. Sometimes it's the old you versus the new you. Sometimes, it's I'm new to this, so how will I, so, and I'm so transparent in everything in all my books, but especially this one, that even when I think about it, I have to stop. I have to like stop, you know. Um yeah, yeah. It it's taken a lot. It is really taken a lot. My next book after that, so I have five books. My next book after that will be talking about my daughter, my deceased daughter. So I'm dedicating that book. It's gonna be a snippet. It ain't gonna be a real big one. But it's gonna be enough because I want to help people that may be in same sex relationships that's domestic. Okay. Um, that's what that, you know. And also, since I am still working on Jasmine's law, y'all, um, to introduce this law to Kentucky, it's making me face a lot of things. And I know y'all like, it's just a law. Yeah, but this law is coming from what happened to my child. So a lot of emotions is very, very raw. And I'm having to deal with all these emotions. So it's a lot. It's a lot that's going on. And sometimes when I come on here to get my mind, to where I can laugh. I talk to my people and everything and stuff. Because I am somebody to everybody. Like, you ever I became the matriarch of the family, meaning that even though my mom's still here and things like that, my grandmother's mantle rests on me. And so everybody talks to me about what goes on with them. Not only do I have churches under me, I have pastors that I minister to and everything. Excuse me, y'all, but my sinus is draining. Not only do I have pastors that I minister to, and all this stuff, I got children, I got grandkids. So I wear a whole bunch of hats. So at times I have to take a break just for me. Sometimes my break is coming on here connecting with y'all. Sometimes my break is where I cut off the computer, I turn my phone off, and I sit here and let a movie watch me. Then sometimes I watch a movie. Let me tell you what happened yesterday that I'm getting off of here. I was watching on YouTube, Family Feud, the stupid answers, like when they ask you a question and you give the dumbest answer possible. So they got a whole reel of those. Lord, I laid in my bed last night, y'all. I cried so hard laughing until I was crying like, I mean, but I was laughing. It was so dumb, but I was laughing so hard I began to cry. That's how, y'all. Sometimes you just need to laugh. Sometimes you just need to get, you just need to laugh. I'm serious. Laughing is like medicine. Even biblically, God says that laughing is like medicine. Okay, a merry heart is like medicine. That's laughter. Okay. So, you just got to laugh sometime. Find something that each day makes you laugh. You live longer. You have less stress lines. Okay. Find something that makes you laugh. I promise you. Do that for the rest of this week. One day, one time a week, one time a day. Pull something up. I listen to something that will make you laugh. Okay. I promise you. It'll start, especially with everything that's going on in the world. Tune it out. Tune it out. Okay. And just do something to make you laugh. That's your assignment. If you choose to take it, that's mission impossible. They always say, if you choose to take it, just me, just being me, that's your assignment. Okay. For the rest of the week, y'all, find something that's going to make you laugh. I mean, truly laugh, like from your gut. It'll make you go, I mean, just laugh. Okay. And you will feel better. It'll make everything else you go through feel like, not that it ain't bad, but it gives you a different way to think of it. You go, okay, whatever. Also, the second Saturday in December, I'm having an egg roll contest, y'all. Competition, challenge, whatever you want to call it. It's an egg roll. Anybody can join it. I'm only got two prizes, first and second. I'm paying for it myself, okay, and I'm not rich. However, it'll be more than you pay for to make your egg roll, okay? It might be a little more, but you can get some gas and groceries and stuff like that. I just want us to have fun. If you did not see the toast challenge, go back and look at that. We had fun. It was wonderful. Them two ladies, they did their thing on those toasts. I didn't think toast could be done like that. Go back and look at that and everything. But it's the second Saturday in December. I will have my flyer out. Shout out to my white sister Childy. That's my vanilla sister, y'all, from another mister. Yeah, JB, we had fun. JB was our judge. We have fun over here, y'all. Also, JB is doing Jeopardy, Enemy. I forgot what he called it over on his channel. I'm not sure of the date, but we was over there and we had what did we have? What was that we did on your channel? What game show was that? Wheel of Fortune. We did Wheel of Fortune. We had a ball. We had a ball, y'all. We did. And everything. So it's a lot of things to do on YouTube. It really is. Now, if you just stuck on who said, what said, they said, we said, and all of that, then you're not going to enjoy nothing else because that's where your mind is. Okay. And that's fine. If that's who you are, that's who you are. No shame in my game. Okay. Do you. But for anybody else to want to venture outside of that, there's other things that go on YouTube. And everything we talk about a lot. Me and JB does a panel. It's called Friends Over 40, Dating Over 50. Because y'all know I'm a widow. So I'm back into the dating game again. So I'll be looking for advice because these men are something else. Okay. They something else. And I'm taking my time. All right. I don't want no crybabies. It's okay to cry every now and then, but good grief. Whoo, child. That's a whole nother story. I ain't gonna get started on that. So we do a panel. Okay, he's doing Jeopardy tomorrow. Frenemy Feud. That's what he's called it. Frenemy Feud on his channel, y'all. It's called Frenemy Feud. So yeah. What's November the 20th? What's November the 20th? Put down there what November the 20th is, boo, because I don't know what that is. But the second, like I said, the second Saturday in December is when I'm doing the egg roll competition. I challenge or whatever. Shout out to everybody who supports me. I love you guys. I always tell y'all that no matter what the test, always do your best. And I mean that, okay? It's November the 20th. Okay. He's doing Jeopardy tomorrow, but Beef Sector Frenemy Feud is November the 20th. Okay? Keep it in your heart. Okay? Keep it in your heart. Let me see. Let me go down the list. If I forget you, please don't hold it against me. Let's see. ODS always shout me out. I'm his mod. Shout out to ODS. Shout out to J Dunn because she talks about me. Shout out to J Dunn. She supports me. Shout out to JB. He's a content creator. He support me. Shout out to Shaker. She support me. She's a content creator. Shout out to Max Boogie. She support me. She's a content creator. Shout out to Miss O. She support me. She's a content creator. It's Olivia the Oracle. I know I'm missing somebody. Miss T Velocity. I ain't seen my boo in a minute, but shout out to Miss T Velocity, y'all. She hasn't been on here in a minute, but she's a content creator. She also supports my channel. Mixology, my sister from another mister as well. Disrespectful Mix, her, she supports me as well, and she's a content creator. Um, Charlie. Y'all know Charlie. She did true crimes this morning, and she don't feel good, y'all. So we're gonna send prayers up for Charlie. So shout out to her. That's my sister. That's my vanilla sister from another mister. Uh, Anthony McNeil and Apollo. Y'all know that's my bestie. Shout out to him. Go support him. He does videos now with the dog, Apollo. Him and Apollo, they do things. But he also has music on his channel. Go support him. The D Ham Show. Shout out to him. He does music that he creates on his show. And y'all know he supports me as well. I know I'm missing somebody. And if I do, please don't hold it against me, okay? I'm trust me. Oh, Jackie with the Q. Okay, Jackie with the Q. She does commentary on like entertainment. Okay. Shout out to Miss Jackie with the Q. I be in your skies most of the time, and Jackie with the Q, she actually subbed to me and she supports me. I love Miss Jackie. She's an older woman as well, and she carries herself as such. Okay, she does a lot of uploads now. Okay, it's Jackie with the Q. La 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 la. Let me see who else. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did, but if I did, count it to my head, not my heart, and everything. Because I just want to throw people out here who supports me. Okay, um, you know who supports me. I appreciate it. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Trying to make sure I got everybody. Um, and if you have a channel and I'm not aware that you have a channel, let me know up under one of my videos. Say, Creole, I got a channel and I don't think you knew, but I'll be over to support you as well. And I'll make sure that we highlight you as well. Okay. Because it's enough out here for all of us. And to be honest, I told y'all 8 years ago that more celebrities was going to start hitting YouTube to make money, and YouTube was going to try to squeeze us little bitty people out. And that's what's happening. Okay, that's what's happening. Oh, I'm very much a prophet. I just don't come on here and say everything I see. But I'm telling y'all, I told you back then, and people reminded me because I told you I try to forget what I tell you. Oh, people reminded me. And if you see more and more celebrities, quote unquote, what we call celebrities, is leaving the music world, they leaving the movie world, they leaving the TV world to come on here to make a coin della. Okay, okay. So yeah, y'all, we got to help each other. There's no big eyes and no little U's. We got to help each other. Okay. So even if you don't like my commentary, I would ask you to please give me 15 minutes because that counts, and then move on. Even if you don't listen to it, let it play for 15 minutes. You got to have it up to like number 3 so where it can be heard a little bit. Let that play for 15 minutes and move on. Okay, help us get our watch hours. You can do D Ham trying to get his watch hours too. So if y'all can go over and just pick something, play it for about 15 minutes just to help him build on his watch hours, he would appreciate it, and so would I. Okay. Thank you again, Bees and Corporate. Thank you again, love. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you so much, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here and go. How about me? A tea. I'm gonna see how this tea tastes. Usually I make my own tea, but I heard about this tea. It's got a little lemon in it. I'm gonna still add more lemon because I drink half lemonade, half tea when I go anywhere. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna taste it first. Then we're gonna see. If you haven't checked my shorts about my grandfather and everything, I did one with the mayor honoring my granddaddy Sunday and all of this and stuff. Please go check my shorts out. I appreciate you guys so much. And J JB, you know I talk to you. You crazy. You got issues. JB, you know what? You got issues. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. There was no way in the world. There's not even I would run circles, and that's the new me. The old me, yeah, this new me, I would run circle. Boy, anyway, we'll talk, JB. We'll talk. Anyway, I love you guys. And remember, no, what happened? Look at your text message. Anyway, Anyway, y'all, I love y'all. And no matter what the test, always do your best. It's been Creole. Smooches.